it's a wonderful thing to be able to catch up and to hug each other, you know? That is a beautiful thing indeed. So, my dear ones, it is actually Thanksgiving Eve now, and tomorrow you're all going to be gathering together with your loved ones and family, and that's going to be a mixed bag of a day, but it's all going to be fun, and it's all going to be a joy, and it's all going to be beautiful. That's what I'm knowing. But the thing is that you and I have come here tonight because, as I said earlier on, there's an impulse within us to know that we do more than just get together to eat, drink, and be merry, but that there's something else within us that is always in celebration that wants us to be aware of it too, and to understand the commonality of that, the oneness of that, and the unity of that. And that's why we're here tonight. We represent all those of us who could not be here tonight. Many of us have traveled, God help them all, to be with their loved ones. And we are holding the fort. So when you and I get together to be just one thing, and that is grateful, it's not to be grateful for a whole list of things. It's so easy to parrot off all the things that we're grateful for. It really is when you think about it. And as you know, we have a little tree out there on the Thanksgiving table, and we've invited people to write things down with regard to what they're grateful for, which is a lovely thing, because when you write, you have to think a little bit more deeply. You think about it a little bit more deeply, and we do that. But the most important thing is for you and for me to understand that gratitude and thankfulness is an environment within the cell of the organism that each one of us is. There's one organism and it has an environment, and you and I are creating that environment through the way we're thinking, through the way we're feeling, and through the way we're being. And so you and I are really wanting to get on the inside of living gratitude, breathing gratitude, thinking in terms of gratitude, speaking in terms of gratitude, and doing in terms of gratitude. So it's not just us getting together to celebrate and ramble off all the things. Now tomorrow when you go around the table, you'll be asking people to say what they're grateful for. Some of them won't want to and be very reluctant, but they'll be forced to, and so on and so forth. And they'll say something, you know. These are not the things I'm talking about. I'm talking about who shows up at your celebrations tomorrow. What shows up at your celebrations tomorrow? You and I are endeavoring to be the embodiment of what it is to be grateful. So what is it to be grateful? I cannot be grateful, and neither can you, without being in praise. Praise. When we're grateful, we feel praise. And when we feel praise, we feel adoration. We're adoring that which is the fount, the cause of our praise, and the cause of our gratitude, and the cause of our joy. And so gratitude goes along with joy and praising and upliftment. And I can tell you that you and I cannot possibly feel anything or think anything negatively when we are in praise, when we are in gratitude, and when we are in joy. And you know, that's what it's all about. The scriptures say God loves a cheerful giver. And gratitude breeds that. And you know, when Jesus, he didn't look for any return or any reward when he did things for people, but he did note, he wanted us to note it too, when he cleansed or cured the 10 lepers, one of them came back. One came back to give thanks, to say thank you, to show the delight, to show the praise, to show the joy, to show the gratitude. And Jesus just said, we're not 10 healed. Where are the other 9? And that was it. So you and I, in our endeavor to be all that we can be, are the embodiment of what it is to live a grateful life. A grace-filled life is a grateful life. And indeed, it was Plato who said, the one who is grateful becomes great. and eventually attracts great things. The one who is grateful becomes great and eventually attracts great things. How amazing is that? So when you are grateful, when I am grateful, if we had to hone in on one thing, what would that one thing be that we would hone in on? Now, I came across a little piece of writing that has always meant a lot to me, and of course, the author is always misunderstood. And I would say, as I share this with you, that this is possibly even beyond our ken at times, thinking with regard to we could be grateful for this. And it's the piece by Marianne Williamson. And she says, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light and not our darkness that frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small doesn't serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to manifest the glory of God within us. It's not in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our fear, our presence automatically liberates others. How phenomenal a thing it would be if you and I could authentically and honestly say, you sitting there and me standing here, this is what I am giving thanks for, because I have realized this. It's not too big. And in this time and in this age and in this world today, you, each and every one of you, and me included, we are called to live at this level of awareness because the world needs us to live at that level of awareness right now. The world wants strong and potent and powerful and mindful and courageous and fearless people out there, so that the energy of truth can be sustained and maintained, and we don't sink into the quagmire of fear. Now, it only takes a quantum number for that to happen, and it may be smaller, as I keep saying, than we might imagine. And why not you be part of that quantum number? Ernest Holmes says, give me 1,000, just 1,000 people out of almost this 8 billion that we have now, who so fully understand the true essence of their being, who are so united and at one with the creator of their being, and live from that awareness, and think from that awareness, and speak from that awareness, and act from that awareness. And he says, I will give you a whole new world, a whole new creation. 1,000 people, he thought. 1,000 people. So why not you? Why not you? I can remember once upon a time, a long time ago, on a small island in Europe called Ireland, in a convent, in a rural town, a novice mistress saying to me, when I asked the same question, but why me? She paused for a moment, looked at me, and said, why not you? And I got it, for 2 minutes anyway. I got it, but I keep coming back to that. I keep coming back to that. I keep coming back to that. Every single person in this room is equal to realizing what I just read, or you wouldn't be sitting in this room. I can tell you that. But since you are equal to realizing what I have just shared with you. The question is, are you going to pony up? Are you going to measure up? Are you going to measure up? Are you going to take yourself on? You're the only one you have to take on. Leave everybody else alone. Just take yourself on. It's a big enough job, I can assure you. You don't need any other distraction. You're a handful. You're enough. You are your own project. And you have everything you need in order to realize all that you can be. To become what we're capable of becoming is essential, but not only essential, it is more than possible. It's extremely possible. But we have to believe it to begin with. And here's the time when Raymond Charles Barker says, in metaphysics, you can really lie until the lie becomes the truth. It's the only time you can lie. You can tell yourself the truth about yourself because you are. It doesn't matter if you've one wheel on your wagon and you're dragging along. It doesn't matter if you have had all the vicissitudes hoisted upon you in this life, that this life could hoist upon you. It doesn't matter how awful your past has been. It doesn't matter how bad behaved you've been in your past or any of that. None of that matters. What matters is you're here now. You have a choice now. You are capable now. You are able now. You are equal to now being that which you can indeed be in gratitude as and be in joy and praise as a result all of the time. I love what Helen Keller said, amongst other things. I'm just one person. I cannot do everything. But I can do something. And that something that I can do, I must do. I would say start with yourself as your own project. And do that one thing that you can do to begin with to allow yourself to release the physician within yourself, to heal yourself, or whatever you might think you need healing from. Because as you know, the teaching is healing is revealing the wholeness and the wellness and the health that's already within. It's just letting it out, releasing it. So this Thanksgiving, you and I could make some decisions. This could be a turning point for us this Thanksgiving weekend if we were to commit to ourselves to indeed explore being the best of ourselves. So I'm just saying explore. I'm setting you up for success, not failure. I'm just saying commit to exploring it. Exploring it. And somewhere in this weekend, give yourself a little bit of quiet time for yourself. Go for a long walk or whatever it is. Go out into nature. If you can't do that, sit in the garden. If you haven't got a garden to sit in, find a little corner that you like to sit in at home, your own little corner with your own little chair in your own little room. That will be fine too, and just close your eyes. You can be anywhere you want to be. And then take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Talk to yourself the way you would talk to yourself if you were fully realized. If you had fully integrated mind, body, heart, and soul, give yourself that talk. And you'll be amazed at what would happen. You will be amazed. And here's the thing, the only one you have to amaze is yourself. Don't bother about amazing anybody else. You can't for more than a minute. Amaze yourself all of the time by being who you are. Just by being who you are, because who you are is wondrous, is awesome, is great, is grand, as she says, is gorgeous, is unique. You can use all the adjectives you want to describe yourself, and don't act as though you're already at the pinnacle, that you're already at the top of that particular mountain. Act as though you've achieved it all, you've accomplished it all, you've arrived. Talk to yourself from that level of awareness. And I'm telling you, you will become so engaged that you'll want to do that regularly, because we're too used to allowing our egos have its way with us all of the time. And as you know, the ego is always scared and always frightened and always afraid, and is always the one that's going to rain on your parade, hail on your crop, and tell you what you cannot do. So go soulful now. Go soulful. Listen to your spirit. Go higher. Go higher. When your ego goes low, let your soul go high. I'm telling you, these are things we're hearing all of the time. So, in your celebrating tomorrow, please, please be grateful for yourself, because your highest achievement is that you made it into life and living. Not every possibility of life did. You did. That was your crowning glory. You can't do better than that. You made it into life and living. And what you're celebrating is, once upon a time, the creator of us all, the creator of all life, the sustainer of all life, decided it wanted to know itself and experience itself by means of you. And then the creator of all life chose to know itself by means of you in form. You are the incarnate Word. You are the incarnation of divinity itself. Oh my goodness, is that not worth being grateful for and giving thanks for? Say with me, I am what I always have been, what I always will be, no matter what. The divine made flesh, the divine in mind, the divine in heart, the divine in body, and the divine in soul. So I can absolutely with certainty look into the mirror and say namaste. And so it is.